What's up guys, Darius here back with another video, and today it's actually snowing. Now it's getting colder, but it's fine. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna go outside because why not? We're doing cold resistance, that's what we're doing. Snowing in Montreal, it's all good. So today, what I want to talk about is, whoa, that's a big sun. What I want to talk about today is something that I do, something that a lot of people do, and it can actually benefit you in many ways, in terms of productivity, in terms of losing weight, sorry, in terms of feeling better about yourself and giving you more time to do the activities that you want to do. And that's intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting, for those that don't know, in the simplest way that I can describe it, you're basically scheduling when you are allowed to eat throughout the day and when you're not allowed to eat throughout the day. So basically, you're spending the majority of the day in a fasted state, in a state where your stomach is empty, you don't have any food in you, and you're going about your day-to-day life fasted. That's intermittent fasting. Now, don't get too scared. This is not starving yourself to death. This is not like hurting you in any way. It's actually very beneficial to your health. And I think this is best explained with an example. Let's say the average person wakes up at 8 in the morning, and then you have your breakfast, say, at 8:30 in the morning. Then you might have a lunch at 12 or 1 p.m. and then you might end your day with a nice dinner at 6, 7 or 8 p.m. That's the typical day of the average person. 3 meals a day, 3 good meals, you know, that's what the Health Association recommends. And I have nothing against that. If that works for you, if that's the lifestyle, the system that you want, then by all means, go for it. Who am I to tell you what to do and what not to do? Now, intermittent fasting comes in and does a little change to that. You're still eating the same amount of calories every single day, but the only difference is you're scheduling when I just ate, by the way, I just broke my fast. You're scheduling when you're allowed to eat. So for example, if you're doing intermittent fasting like I do, you would wake up at 8 a.m., same lifestyle, same schedule, same job, same everything, but you would not eat until, say, 1 or 2 p.m. Then you would have your first meal, and then from the moment that you have your first meal, you usually give yourself somewhere around 8 hours. Some people do 6 hours, some people do 12 hours. It depends on you. It depends on the type of intermittent fasting that you want to do. And you give yourself 8 hours in this case, where you're allowed to eat the entirety of your day's calories within those 8 hours. Once your 8 hours are up, you're not allowed to eat anymore until the next day. So now, what does that do for you? What does that do for you, and how is that a potential benefit? Well, for one, if you're trying to lose weight, that's kind of great. That's kind of very convenient, because first of all, you're not skipping breakfast. The people that are going to tell you that you're skipping breakfast, that's not true. The true meaning of breakfast means to break the fast, right? That's where the word comes from. Breakfast, breaking the fast, right? That's where it comes from. So you can have breakfast at 8 in the morning. You can have breakfast at 1 p.m. You can have breakfast at 8 p.m. Yeah, as long as you haven't eaten before, technically that would be considered your breakfast. Now, if you have your breakfast at 1 in the morning, your actual breaking the fast at 1 in the afternoon, what that's going to do is you're only going to have 8 hours to eat 3 meals. That's a little bit hard to do. I mean, you have to have a huge stomach to be able to eat your 3 full meals in 8 hours. Think about it. If you ate your first meal at 1, then you have to eat another meal, and you have to eat an even bigger meal, your dinner, before 9 p.m. That's kind of hard, right? So if you're trying to lose weight, that's actually beneficial, because it's forcing you in a way to eat less. Even though that's not the original intent of intermittent fasting, you're only scheduling when and where you can eat. The effect is that wow, it's cold. Whew. So if I start rambling, if I lose my thoughts, it's because I'm distracted by the cold. My hands are freezing, but still, cold resistance, it's all good. We're gonna do this. So by giving yourself only 8 hours to eat in the day, you're forcing yourself to eat less, which is why people that want to lose weight, I would recommend that you do intermittent fasting, because it's good for you. It helps you eat a lot less in the hours that you're allowed to eat. But there's another benefit that I think is even more valuable than losing weight, because not everyone is trying to lose weight all the time. And this benefit is, think about it, if you're skipping breakfast in the morning, and by skipping breakfast, of course, I mean you're only pushing it later on in the day, then that frees you up in the morning to do work, to be productive, to not have to think about food, to not have to make food. Because let's be honest, if you want to have breakfast, well, you have to cook it, you have to prepare your Tupperware, you have to prepare your cutlery to eat it, then you have to actually eat it, you have to invest time in eating it, then you have to clean, then you have to put everything away, and then you can get your work, right? So it's like you have to invest a considerable amount of time, energy, you have to think about what you want to eat. You know, it's like, it's very heavy mentally. Even though you don't realize it, it is heavy mentally to have to always think, what am I going to eat for breakfast, to cook the breakfast, and so on. Now, if you're doing intermittent fasting, you don't have to do that. Your breakfast is gone. Like, you literally wake up and you work, and that's it. Like, you wake up and you work. Now, if you're thinking, well, don't you get hungry? Like, aren't you thinking about food constantly if you're not eating in the morning? And to that, I would say, no, you're actually not. Your body adapts. At first, when you make this transition from having 3 meals a day to doing intermittent fasting to scheduling your meals, you're going to feel very hungry. You're going to suffer a lot in the beginning. It's normal. You've been eating breakfast for your entire life and you're now radically changing it. Your body's not going to know what to expect. Your body's going to make you feel hungry because it's expecting food at this hour like you've been giving it all your entire life. But here's the interesting thing. Once you do it for a certain amount of time, the brain, the body, your stomach, like anything else in life in your body, adapts. And it gets used to this idea that, hey, wait a minute, things have changed. This is not the same anymore. I shouldn't really expect to get food at this hour anymore. It looks like we're now getting food at a much later time. So then I'm going to make the person hungry. I'm going to make you hungry at a much later time. Your body adapts. So then you're left with very good benefits. On one hand, you're forced to eat a lot less, which scientifically has been proven to be healthier for you. Maintaining a low body fat is healthier for you. Being in a fasted state is healthier for you. And you don't even have to think about hunger in the morning. You can wake up, go to work, and be really productive without feeling hungry, without having to waste any time on food. And then when you eventually do eat, you get to feel very full and satisfied, because think about it. If you're eating less in those the reason why you're eating less in that window of time that you're allowed to eat is because you're feeling full. So if you're trying to lose weight, and when you do eat, you get to enjoy big meals and you get to be full all the time, you get to be satisfied, and when you're not eating in the morning, you're not even hungry, isn't that kind of the perfect holy grail, if you will, of weight loss? That's how, I'm really skinny. That's how I'm able to stay this skinny, is because I've adopted this lifestyle. And you can't get fat on intermittent fasting. It's very, very hard. You have to force yourself. You have to be a pig to get fat on intermittent fasting, especially if you do 6-hour eating windows where you're fasted for 18 hours of the day. That's hard. And by the way, a cool hack with intermittent fasting, why a lot of people choose to push their breakfast around and not stop eating earlier in the night, is because you're sleeping for 9 hours a day, 8-9 hours a day. And that counts to the hours that you're fasted, which is good, because when you're sleeping, you don't feel hungry, right? Your body's asleep. So, in my opinion, and of course, this, like I said, this depends on your lifestyle. Maybe you need to eat more. Maybe you don't want to do intermittent fasting. I don't know. This is what I do. This is what works for me. But in theory, this is the perfect system of food that I found. It's allowed me to stay lean. It's allowed me to go to the gym. I can go to the gym fasted, right? Because your body has reserves of energy. If your body did not have energy to keep you going, you would literally collapse. That's when you know your body doesn't have energy, when you are collapsing. So if you're not collapsing, your body is finding the energy. It's burning the fat reserves, which is also good if you want to lose weight. And when you do eat, you get to enjoy big meals because you're eating a lot less. But you can also eat more. You can eat whatever you want. You can be satisfied and really enjoy life. And then you can be productive in the morning and not have to think about food. So that's what I think about intermittent fasting. If you want to try to apply it, there's tons of resources on the internet that you can use to learn intermittent fasting. There's tons of types of intermittent fasting. Some people fast every day. Some people fast for 18 hours, 20 hours, 22 hours a day. That's really the extreme cases. Some people choose to fast one day out of the week for a 24-hour fast. That's also called intermittent fasting. Sorry about that. I just ate. I just broke my fast. It's like 2 p.m. And that's it. I woke up this morning. I did a script. I worked for like 3 hours on a script. It was good. I was uninterrupted. Then I got to enjoy a nice meal. I'm feeling full, and later on I get to enjoy another nice meal and still remain lean, still not get fat, which I think is an amazing thing. So if you are interested in that, look it up, research on it, try it out, see if it works for you, see if it doesn't. My hands have literally frozen to the point that they're hurting, but it's okay. Cold resistance, as you all know, that's what I do, that's what I'm all about. So I hope that this video helped you out. If it did, please leave it a big thumbs up. Make sure to leave a comment down below what you think about intermittent fasting, if you've ever done it before. If you are thinking about doing it, I would love to try to help you out with some tips, maybe what I do, how I got started, all that good stuff. Leave me a comment down below. My name has been Darius, and it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll go back to the worm, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.